Welcome to Functional Fridays. I am Sherry Jacobs, naturopathic doctor. And this is Shannon Kennedy. She's internal medicine doctor. We were just talking about blue lights and screen exposure and so forth, and I was showing her my nifty little blue light blocking glasses. I don't look very good glasses, but these are
Fabulous.
These are kids' glasses, and so I got a pack of these for everybody in the house. Really inexpensive, and then we're all using them in the evening, and we're getting into a habit of it. My 3-year-old, plus or minus, she does it some days, but I really like the idea of it. We're all working on better sleep and just looking at all of the screens that we are exposed to, and then watching definitely my 9-year-old and my 17-year-old with school these days.
Yes,
So much screen exposure. And so if these can help a little bit, they come with a blue laser, and you can put it on white paper so you can actually see. It's really interesting to look and see that they're actually blocking blue light. So they're doing something, and to see the health effects at some point will be great. I feel like we're sleeping better. But
That's great. And you just use them in the evening? You're not using them during the daytime hours?
I keep a pair at my desk, and I use it about as often as I stand up at my desk.
Okay.
Which is so the intention is there.
Yes, yeah. I know that certain on the computer too, you can download something. It's free. I think it's called FLux. Yep. And it will, and you can set a timer so that after a certain hour, you can see that your screen kind of yellows, so that there's less blue light coming at you, which is helpful too. And then every time you turn your computer completely off or move it or something, you have to remember to reload that. Or if you start watching a movie on your computer in the evening, you're like, I can't see anything going on in here, and then you have to remember to turn it off to get the.
Anyways, having a stroke.
Yeah. So, but it's still a good app to have, and it's very helpful. On my way into work today, I was listening to Netflix is a joke stand-up comedy on my way in. It's either that, I either laugh or I cry these days. So I was listening to it now. So I was listening to a stand-up comedian who said, problem with Americans is too much. We have too much, there's an abundance. And he said, how many screens can I get between my face and the wall? I'm sitting on the couch with my iPhone, my iPad, my laptop, looking at the TV on the wall, and I have my Apple Watch. And I just was laughing, because I'm like, oh, that's so funny, it's so true. And then you come to work and you're wearing your blue glasses, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. So, we just, in general, have too much screen time. And so anytime we can just take off our glasses, but also put away our screens, and to encourage our children to do so as well, is going to be good for them. If we're not in front of our screens, we're more likely to be outside in natural sunlight during the day, or in the evening, maybe just sitting around the table talking with each other. And so I think that's a good goal for 2021, is to put away your screens as much as you can.
Yes, that's a good goal. Yeah, that's a good goal. And then on the flip side of that are there more, we're talking a little bit about kind of extreme measures to take to really, we're in this light age, and we're constantly being exposed to light. So what's the opposite of that? I mean, really darkness, and what does that look like? Because, we have a biomat here, we've got a sauna here, and, a time where you can put on, take the lights off and put your mask on and just really get away, almost like a deprivation, which scares the out of me. I mean, the idea of just being with myself is tough, but I think we all need that, or at least working into that.
We know people who enjoy going to these salt tanks where you're just in complete darkness and you're in a high salt concentration water, so your body's truly floating and without any feeling of gravitational pull on your body, and it's completely dark and quiet, and they love it. And I know that doesn't sound like a fun way for you to spend your time, but there's something to just removing all of that stimulation.
Yeah, we're getting such a dopamine hit that we don't even recognize, and that you can feel it when your phone's away from you, and you're like, oh, did somebody text? Or you're kind of always grabbing for your phone, or having a question these days, and you can get it answered right away. And so that's a dopamine hit every time that we're going for the phone or turn the computer on, or the screen on, and the TV on. And I think it's depleting all of our dopamine, and we're not meant to have that type of a dopamine response as human beings. Maybe as adults we can manage it more, but I definitely see it in the younger kids where, my 9-year-old in particular, she just is always looking for that hit, always looking for it, and we're setting up these young brains for being very dopamine dependent.
Right, and when there's absence, or not an absence, but when you don't have enough dopamine, you're going to feel sad. You're going to feel an absence of joy. So I see that a lot of times too, that kids, young people, adolescents don't can't find their happiness without a screen, without something in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go out for a walk, and what normally would be fresh air, sunshine, walking, and an endorphin release. They're doing that, and they have their iPhone, and they're looking down at their iPhone half the time at least, and they need that stimulation. As we get older, you know, as a conventional medicine doctor, I do put people on a drug called Wellbutrin or bupropion, and they feel joy, they feel happiness, they love it, it elevates dopamine in the brain all day, every day. So we don't want that, but there's time and place for medication. There's time and place for medicine. So I'm not discouraging people from using it, but it's just
judicious use.
We're wondering, how did I get here? And that's one of the things that leads us to having mood disorders. Too much screen time.
It is.
Yeah.
So, on that note, maybe we all just need to be conscious here in 2021, and it's probably no time like the present to not be connected to everything that's going on in the world.
Right.
I mean, have your pulse on it, but yeah, there's too much connection right now, so I think we can all do well by just getting outside. And then when we have to be on the screen, use your blue light blockers.
Yes. And if you are going to be on a screen and you have Netflix, watch Tom Papa.
That's her.
You're doing great.
Tool.
It makes
You're
me
doing
laugh.
great.
Yeah. and you are doing great. So
Thank you.
you're doing great.